You're listening to the Fringianity Underground podcast. Fringe topics with a Christian point of view. Now here's your host, Leo Rutledge. Thank you for listening. Today's episode really focuses on politics, pride, and World War III, and how prideful leadership and arrogant people are really leading us into nuclear war. So with that, let's begin the show.
Today, there's no greater threat to our planet than climate change.
ISIS renewing its call to followers to launch attacks here in the U.S.
No challenge poses a greater threat to future generations than climate change.
He was apparently beheaded by ISIS militants.
It is indeed one of the biggest threats facing our planet today.
The two suspects, brothers with assault rifles, storming that newsroom, executing editors, cartoonists.
Climate change is the threat multiplier.
In a barren desert, the mangled remains of a plane that was carrying 224 people.
If another country threatened to wipe out an American town, we do everything in our power to protect ourselves. Climate change poses the same threat right now.
Bodies lay in the streets after multiple coordinated terrorist attacks.
Years from now, I want to be able to look our children and grandchildren in the eye and tell them that we did everything we could to protect it.
I put that little clip in there because it's kind of ridiculous. They're talking about how global warming is the number one threat in the world. Well, they're getting ready for nuclear war with Russia. I mean, what? And Hillary Clinton feels exactly the same way. And I'm really just trying to show you how prideful and arrogant these people are. I mean, these politicians, all they do is, it's all day politics for these people. And all they care about is just pushing the New World Order agenda, and they don't back down. They will not turn away. It's all about a one world order, no matter what. Whether it costs us the whole world and everything goes to hell because of it, they don't care. It's just as long as we get this one world order, because that's the goal of the Antichrist, is a one world order, to control the world and control everything. But Hillary Clinton really is the most prideful one here, because she's the one most likely who they're trying to get into office, since Trump, it seems like everybody hates. So I'm going to be much nicer to Trump on this, because it seems like everybody hates him. He can't even have a discussion without three people going after him on TV, so whatever. But Hillary, she's so prideful, and she's technically a criminal according to the law. If we followed the law, she would be in prison for a very long time. So, I mean, I agree with Trump when he literally tells her that she would belong in jail if he becomes president. I don't know if he's actually telling the truth, because everybody has campaign promises, though. So you never know. He could be just saying that just to get our votes, So, I mean, let's hear it. I mean, this is exactly what he said.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Yeah, because you'd be in jail.
That is pretty funny. I gotta admit, that was hilarious when I seen that. I mean, so, I don't know. I can't believe that we're living in times where a presidential candidate is technically a criminal, but still allowed to run for office. And everything I see is there's nobody filling her stadiums or whatever when people go to see her. And she speaks a lot less than normal people even. And from the campaign manager said that Hillary hates common, ordinary people. So think about that. Basically, she's just a joke. And so with that, let's play a joke. This is literally a little song I found on YouTube that sums up everything about Hillary's campaign. And it's hilarious. and I thought maybe some of you might like it.
Look, we came, we saw, he died. We came, we saw, he died. Look, we came, we saw, he died. Look, we came, we saw, he died. It's not a laughing matter. I take it really seriously. Vote for me because I'm a woman. One of my merits is I'm a woman. All these mothers vote for me because I'm a woman. Because I'm a woman. Vote for me because I'm a woman. One of my merits is I'm a woman. All these mothers vote for me because I'm a woman. Because I'm a woman. A woman running to be the first woman president. I cannot imagine anyone being more of an outsider than the first woman president. Who can be more of an outsider than a woman president? Well, I can't think of anything more of an outsider than electing the first woman president. A woman president of the United States of America. Women. What difference at this point does it make?
That was pretty funny. I just decided to put that "what difference does it make" clip in there because that really sums up how she thinks of human lives. And that whole thing is really about her and human lives because she went into Libya and killed Gaddafi and everything. And she says, we came, we saw, he died. It's just a joke. And he was protecting that country and trying to... He wasn't the greatest guy in the world, but he wasn't all the things that the media here said that he was. It was a lie because, once again, we had to go into another country to take the leadership out of office because they weren't working with the New World Order. So they called him a bad guy and said that he was doing terrible things so that we could go into that country and kill him, just like we did with Saddam Hussein. So it's just the same old thing over and over again. That's what the New World Order is all about. It's just repetitively killing and wars. Now Libya is a pile of rocks. Used to be a nice place with a city and everything, but now it's a pile of rocks, thanks to Hillary Clinton. All that blood is on her hands. So think about that. And this is the woman who people say, oh, but she's a woman. We got to vote for her. She's a woman. So they're going to let her become president because on the fact that she is a female. Not because of her content of character, which is ridiculous. She's a criminal. You can't put a criminal in charge of a big nation like America and expect it to go well. But people are still going to vote for her, unfortunately, and I have a feeling fraud is going to happen, and she's going to somehow become president. Or they're going to blame it on Russia and hacking, and Donald Trump and hacking, so that they'll have to change the election or change the voting somehow because of, something got hacked. I don't know. All I know is that's the way I see it, and that's the way I see it going. Trump, he doesn't want to make war with Russia. In fact, he wants to let Russia continue doing what they're doing, taking out ISIS. So why do we have to get involved? If Russia's taking out ISIS, go ahead. Stop ISIS. Why don't you go after them in the middle of the desert when they're driving all those nice new trucks in the parade that they're doing? I have nothing really good to say about ISIS because, they're chopping the heads off our brethren, the Christians, all over the world. And somehow we're not supposed to say radical Islam because apparently Islam is not radical when Islamic State is what they're called. Okay, whatever. Here, listen to Trump on this little clip.
Russia's now talking to Iraq. They're going to do some bombing of ISIS. which, frankly, I think is a great thing. Let Russia bomb ISIS. What are we talking about? They want to bomb them. Let them bomb them. Bomb the hell out of them. No, bomb them. And I said that, and somebody said, oh, that's controversial. A couple of the countries, no, we will not speak to Russia. We will not talk to Russia. And we will go and confront Russia. What, over Syria? We're going to start World War III, right? Give me a break. You know, when I first made the statement, they were hitting our so-called allies that we have no idea who they are. You know, you have Assad. He's a bad guy. And we're fighting for people. We have no idea who they are. And then you hear, we're going to take in, so originally I heard 3,000 people from Syria, right? And then the next time I was on television, it was 10,000. And I said, oy. The next time I hear, we're taking in 200,000. They want to take in 200,000. To bring these 200,000 people in, 200,000, that's like an army. Ah, maybe that's it. Because I look and I see the migration, which is sad. But then I look and I keep looking. I said to my wife the other day, I said, you know, I don't see too many women there. I don't see that many children. I see really strong-looking men. This could be one of the great Trojan horses. This could make the Trojan horse look like peanuts, okay?
Yeah, I agree with them on that. I totally agree with them on that. Let's let Russia do its thing. But no, they want to bring in these refugees, and we want to be overwhelmed by the Trojan horse. We all know that that's what this is. But not all Muslims are bad either. I'm not saying all Muslims are bad. Some Muslims don't really follow the Islamic radical way of thinking. So I'm not going to just say all Muslims are here to kill us. But on the other hand, we got dictatorship type of militant generals that want to go to war with Russia. That's where this is going. The pride of our politicians is leading us into nuclear war with Russia. And now we got leaders talking about how they will take on anybody. They're so evil sounding. I mean, if I heard this compared to Nazi Germany, they sound the same. Listen.
All eyes are on Syria as the globalists, fearing a populist uprising, are pushing the narrative of World War III on humanity.
I want to be clear to those who try to oppose the United States. I want to be clear to those who wish to do us harm. We'll stop you, and we will beat you harder than you've ever been beaten before. Make no mistake about that. Other countries, Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea, went to school on us in hopes of defeating us at some point in the future.
Mounting tensions with possible nuclear outcomes are worldwide. We are sliding into a new Cold War with Russia as Russia ships new anti-missile systems into Syria. This after Russia held a nuclear war exercise of 40 million Russians, mobilizing 200,000 emergency services and soldiers and 50,000 pieces of equipment. Elsewhere, nuclear tensions have risen between Pakistan and India after a jihadi attack on an Indian Air Force base left 19 soldiers dead. India then entered Pakistan and surgically struck terrorist camps in Kashmir. Breitbart reported, "It is becoming increasingly clear that something serious has changed in relations between Pakistan and India as a result of repeated attacks of violence in the Indian-controlled region of Kashmir. It is